My question is, why do dogs tilt their heads?
Thank you, Carmen, for your question about why dogs tilt their heads. Dogs tilt their heads probably for lots of reasons, but the most common is probably because they're focusing their eyes on you around their long nose. Also, they could be trying to hear better at different sounds that you might be using with your voice.
How do owls turn their heads all the way around?
All right, what a great question, Kareem. Owls are actually one of my favorite patients that we treat here at the hospital, and their necks are really, really cool. So whereas people and other mammals only have 7 vertebrae in their neck or 7 bones in their neck that let us turn our head from side to side, birds have between 12 and 24 depending on the species, and owls have quite a few, and that lets them turn their head 270 degrees around, so about 3/4 of the way around in a circle. And it's important for them to be able to do that because what they can't do that people can do is they can't actually move their eyes in their head. So if I want to look to the side, I can just move my eyes from side to side, but owls have to turn their whole head to look.
How heavy do cows get?
Hello, Douglas. We got your question, which is how heavy do cows get? So how heavy they get depends on their breed. It depends on if they're either a dairy animal or a beef animal. So the mature body weight of Holstein cows, we expect it to be around 1,500 pounds. And there are smaller breeds like Jerseys, for example, and they range from 770 to 880. Irregardless of the weight that these animals have, as veterinarians, we always strive to keep them happy and healthy.
My question is, why do animals actually understand human speech?
Hi, Nora. Thank you for your question. Animals can be trained to understand human speech, things like come, sit, stay. Once you train them to know what the word means, they know what you're talking about.
How do you fix a crocodile's broken bone?
Thanks, Andrew. That's a really cool question. So I've never actually treated a crocodile, but we have treated some alligators here at WSU. And the big thing to make sure of first and foremost is that our people are staying safe, and so that nobody is in risk of getting bit by their large teeth and strong jaws. And so what we've actually done when we handle alligators is we actually tape around their mouth to help keep it closed, because while alligators and crocodiles have a lot of strength for closing their mouth, they don't have a lot of strength for opening. And so if we just do a little bit of light tape around, that makes handling them much easier and much safer. As far as fixing broken bones, we can use a lot of the same techniques on animals that we use on people. So we can, sometimes all it needs is something like a splint or a cast. Other times for breaks that are worse, sometimes we'll actually go in and we can put in temporary pins to help hold the bone pieces together while they're healing. Sometimes you can even actually do little small plates on the bones the same way that they would if you or I were to break our arm or our leg and have to have it fixed.
How long do kitties live?
Hi, Piper. Thanks for your question. Most cats live anywhere from 9 to even up to 20 years. Make sure that your cat goes to the veterinarian so that they're healthy.
Is being a veterinarian hard?
Hi, Zoe. Thank you for your question about being a veterinarian. Yes, sometimes my job is really hard, but every day I love it. I love coming to work every day and working with the animals and their owners. So I think even though we have some bad days, overall it's the best job.
How many babies can a horse have at a time?
Hello, Emma. That's a great question. So horses can have either one foal or twins. We usually, as veterinarians, we prefer them to have only one foal, usually twins. They usually have a more complicated pregnancy, but we are always happy to see little foals around in the paddocks.
When a dog has a bump under her skin that doesn't seem to bother her, when should you bring her in to get looked at?
Hi, Olivia. Good question in terms of when do you worry about masses or lumps underneath the skin of dogs. Certainly if it is bothering them, which you had pointed out it wasn't bothering your dog or the dog you're asking about, but if it starts bothering them, they lick at it, they scratch at it, definitely want to get that looked at. And then the other thing is if it is growing very quickly, that would be another time to get it looked at. And so really good question that we want to take good care of our animals, and sounds like you might make a very good veterinarian someday. Thank you.
What is the biggest snake you have taken care of?
Hi, Paul. Thank you so much for asking about snakes. The largest snake that I've treated personally was a Burmese python, And it was probably about 10 feet long and about 20 pounds, give or take. So one of the larger species of pythons in the world.
How many teeth do dogs have?
So normally dogs have 20 teeth on the top part and 22 on the bottom, so a total of 42 teeth.
Why are toucans' beaks colorful?
Thank you for the question, Vivian. Toucans are really cool birds, and we did actually get to treat one here at the vet hospital a couple of years ago. No one's really quite sure why their beaks are so colorful, but a lot of animals that have bright colors are using them as part of a display so that they can look attractive to help find a mate. And we do know that the toucan's beak does a lot of really, really cool things. So one is that it's so big so that they can help them harvest food from trees and from deep down in holes. And not only does it help them collect food, but it also radiates heat and helps them keep cool in hot weather.